Hey friends, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. On this episode, we are heading out to Muskegon to the Muskegon Surgical Associates, and we're talking with Liz Stutsman. She is an RN and a licensed esthetician, and today we're talking about cool sculpting and helping you get that beach body back. And as I said, our guest today on the podcast, Liz Stutsman, an RN from Muskegon Surgical Associates. And today, Liz, we are talking about cool sculpting. But before we talk about that, A, how are you? And B, what's the office like now that people are kind of coming out of this, lockdown and being able to treat themselves to injections and things like that? What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Well, I am doing great. Thank you so much for having me, Eric. It has been awesome since we've been able to relaunch services since COVID. I think for a lot of people, it's been a rough year and we just want to feel good. So we love to have people in the office helping them feel good, reach their goals. Now because more people are vaccinated, they don't have to wear their masks. So we got to make that skin looking good. We have been seeing a lot of people who just are ready. They've been dormant, they've been at home, they've been on Zoom calls, they've been with their kids, and it's time, especially now with summer. We've just seen an influx of people, which is good because we want to wear our dresses and feel good in them.
Absolutely. And that's why I asked, because I assume a lot of people were not able to take care of themselves and get treated like that. And to come to see you guys, I'm sure is an absolute treat now that they can do that.
Yes. Most definitely.
All right. So, Liz, we are here to talk about Cool Sculpting and Coolsculpting Elite, which is a new thing. But I want to talk first. There might be people out there that don't necessarily understand what Cool Sculpting is or how it works. So can we start there with kind of the elevator pitch of what this product does and why it's so groundbreaking?
So what Cool Sculpting is, it's a non-invasive, non-surgical fat reduction treatment. So this is a treatment that we do in office. There is no downtime, and it's for patients who have areas of stubborn fat. So it's areas like your abdomen or underneath your chin or on your legs, outer legs, inner legs, underneath your arms. It's areas that it doesn't matter if you're your thinnest or the heaviest you've ever been, if you're your most fit or you've gained the COVID-15, it's going to target that treatment to get rid of those fat cells. Now, how Cool Sculpting works is we'll have patients come into the office and we'll do a consultation and we will assess what bothers you. The big thing in what we do is we want to treat people with what bothers them, to target the areas that they're most self-conscious about. So when we do Cool Sculpting, we will apply it and the patients are awake the whole time and then they can resume their normal activity right after the treatment.
Wow.
And when we do, you will see about a 20 to 25% reduction in fat cells where we treated. So it's amazing.
How does it work? I mean, so you wrap this band around the patient's whatever area they want to deal with, and then you'd say that the fat goes away. Where does the fat go?
Such a good question. It is the coolest technology. So we will select the area that we're treating. So let's say we're treating right under the abdomen. And the device will sit right on the surface of your skin. As a patient, it's very, very comfortable. You may feel a little bit of cooling when the device first goes on, but for the most part, very, very, very tolerable. I would say more patients fall asleep during the treatment. It's very comfortable. What happens is the device will cool your fat to a certain temperature, and the body no longer uses those cooled fat cells because they no longer can hold energy. So what happens is over time, your body is going to flush those fat cells out and they're never coming back. The fat cells that we treat are permanently gone. So over time, 3 months, a month, 6 months, you will continue to notice improvement in that area, and you will notice that it's getting slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. And when you put on certain things and the compliments that you get, you'll be able to tell it's really working.
See, this is the stuff that I love about this space, is because I'm thinking back, you say Cool Sculpting's been around for a decade. I'm thinking to myself, 5 years before it hits market, or maybe 10 years before it hits market, how are they even putting those two synapses in their brain together to go, if we lower the temperature of a fat cell, the body will notice that it doesn't have enough energy to keep, so then it will expel it, and then we can put it into essentially a girdle that we power with energy, and we can sell this thing. Like, that stuff blows my mind.
Isn't it amazing? And just how they use the technology, it's
How they,
awesome.
not even how they use it, how you even like have that aha moment where you're like, so how does fat work in the body? Well, it works by reaching this temperature and the body recognizes it as an energy source. But if we lower that, then the body goes, I don't know what this stuff is and I can't use it, so I'm throwing it away. That's amazing to me.
Yep. It's so cool. Just like diet and exercise, it's not going to be gone the next day, but over time, just with your normal daily life, it's going to just be excreted out just naturally. So it's really cool. Really, really cool technology.
Now, Liz, are you seeing people already who have been seemingly sedentary for 14 months starting to reach out to you guys and go, hey, this part bothers me. I've sort of gotten back into working out, but it's not working fast enough or it's not working properly. Can you guys help me? Are you guys seeing that right now?
Absolutely. A lot of people, they were going to the gym regularly and then they haven't been able to go to the gyms. And now that it's getting warmer, people are looking at their bodies and they're saying like, all right, it's time to treat me again. It's time to feel good and let everything look tight. So yes, we're definitely seeing more people, especially after COVID, they haven't done anything for a year. We want to do stuff.
The next part I want to talk about is MSA is the only office in Muskegon that's going to be able to offer what's known as Coolsculpting Elite, which is very cool. So can you talk about the difference between Coolsculpting and Coolsculpting Elite? Because I love this iteration of the product.
So yeah, Eric, Muskegon Surgical Associates, we're super, super excited. We're one of the first practices in the area and definitely the first in Muskegon to offer the brand new Coolsculpting Elite device. This device will target 18% more skin surface. So what that means is when we're treating, we're going to be able to treat more, and it tends to be more cost effective for patients. When we do the treatment, we can treat two different areas at once. So what I mean when I say that is we can treat, before how we had to treat is if we were treating your abdomen, we could only treat in one section. Now we can treat below your belly button and above your belly button at the same time. We can treat both of your arms at the same time. So what that means is patients will be in the office for less time and they can resume their normal activities that much faster. This new device is going to give you more freezing of the fat. And so you will notice that you will have tighter skin and that your clothes are going to fit better and you're going to feel more confident.
One of the things that's fascinating about your area of expertise is how much continued education you guys have to do. And so when something like Coolsculpting Elite comes in, can you talk a little bit about the process of how you guys figure out, okay, now that we've got 2 points of articulation, here's where we will put them, here's where it works best, here's where I like to, work first if we're working with the abdomen. Can you talk about the education portion of what you guys do at MSA?
When we get new devices, we do extensive training to make sure that we're using the equipment exactly how it's designed to do. Coolsculpting has been around for over 10 years. There is extensive research done by the company, and that really works for our benefit. So we can look at a patient, we can assess the patient's body and individually treat specific areas that affect the patient. When we do a new device, there's trainings that we do, there are modules that we do. And the great thing about our industry is it's always changing and it's always evolving. And here at Muskegon Surgical, we stay on the cutting edge. We want to know what's the hotness and what people are seeing the best results with.
And so, Liz, let's get back to the treatment itself. How many times does a typical patient need to be treated with Coolsculpting? Like, what is the life cycle of a Coolsculpting session?
So generally how it works is we'll have a patient come in and you'll do one treatment and then we'll wait about a month and we'll do another treatment. Now, anywhere between, I would say, 2 and 3 sessions generally per patient, but it really just depends. Sometimes if it's not that large of an area, you don't need that many treatments, but we'll keep treating until the patients are completely satisfied.
Liz, let's get to know you a little bit. What got you involved in aesthetics and this area of being a medical professional? You're an RN, you've got a BSN. What got you to the MSA to be doing stuff like cool sculpting and injectables and being an esthetician?
Yeah, I went to nursing school. I've always loved the skin, first and foremost, but I went to nursing school and I found when I was in nursing school, the thing that I loved the most was the skin and how the skin worked and how we could improve the quality of life. Because when you look in the mirror, you got to feel good when you look at yourself. So right after nursing school, I jumped right in. I went to aesthetic school, so I have a background in skin extensively. And I do here at this practice, I do injectables, fillers, a ton of laser treatments, cool sculpting, all therapy for tightening, and anything non-surgical. But for me, I just love meeting patients and listening to their concerns and figuring out a good treatment plan, because what bothers me doesn't bother someone else. And we got to figure out what makes you feel good.
That's awesome. I love your bedside manner, and I love that point of view. And I think it's interesting when you talk about specific to aesthetics and specific to how we view our skin differently than, let's say, even 15 years ago. We're now doing, more care with our skin. There's more, especially with, males. Males are now taking care of their skin in a way that they haven't before, because that just wasn't a part of the culture. And I think that's an interesting part of your business, where now guys are coming to you and going, okay, what do I do about this? I don't like this. How do I hydrate my face? I've never dealt with any sort of creams. What do I need? What do I put under my eyes? What's that like, dealing with that side of the business? Because I know that that's a growing part of aesthetics as more men are coming to offices like MSA to get treatment.
It's really interesting. I've been treating males and females, I would say, equally for my whole career. It's, becoming more of the norm for men to talk about treatments that they're getting, where before it was kind of a taboo subject for the fellas to talk about the Botox that they're getting or the laser resurfacing. But the fact of the matter is guys age too, and they don't want to age bad. They want to age gracefully. So with a male client, we treat similarly, but we treat differently, because oftentimes males aren't concerned with the same thing that females are concerned with, but we can tailor that treatment specifically for males.
This time of year, like we said earlier, this is a little bit different of a season in Michigan than a typical summer season, because we're coming out of COVID. Things are opening up, but people have been sedentary. What are the hottest things at the office right now? What are people coming to you outside of cool sculpting? What are the other things that people are looking to do right now to get ready for summer, and maybe even getting ready for fall and winter, right? Getting a jump start on that sort of thing.
Absolutely. The biggest thing I would say is we've been hiding behind a mask. And now we're not hiding behind a mask. And so people are coming back and saying, hey, what do I do with the lower half of my face that I've been hiding for the last year? I have a double chin. I have wrinkles. I've got all these spots. So we're doing a ton of lasers. We are doing fillers to help soften some of those wrinkles. We're doing Botox and Dysport, and we're working on just really slimming that area again and making people feel good.
Now, Liz, if people want to connect with you and they want to book a cool sculpting consultation or fillers or any other injectable that they might be looking for now that we're getting back and wanting to feel great about ourselves, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Definitely give us a call. We will set up a free consultation. We'll meet with you. We'll talk about your concerns, and we'll figure out a perfect treatment plan for you. You can give our office a call, 231-739-1933. Our office is located in Muskegon, right next to Myers and Target. We are here to be your educational source. And, sometimes when you come into the office, you think you need one thing and you end up getting something else, and you're so much happier. So that's what we're here for.
Awesome. Liz Stutsman, thank you so much for the time. Have a wonderful week, and we will talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Eric.